Hello, and welcome to the Hystorians podcast, season 2.
Boogaloo.
Episode 1, premiere.
Woo!
2026.
Thank you.
Wow.
Gosh.
Weird. 2025.
I don't like even numbers,
No.
so this pisses me off.
Well, 2025. What the fuck was your thoughts on 2025? That was an odd number.
I love odd numbers. Odd numbers make me feel safe. The OCD tells me that if the volume's on an odd number, people won't die today. How do
you live with me? I usually only do odd numbers.
That's good.
Oh, yes.
It works out.
Amen, yes. My brain took a second to follow what you were saying. Oh my gosh.
Find somebody who matches your OCD number scheme. Anyways, everyone.
And sign a lease with them.
I'm Des.
And I'm Liz.
And this is the Hystorians podcast. We have a very special Valentine's edition for you today. Liz and I decided to collab a little bit on this one.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird for us, but I think that it'll be a fun little bit. So it's a little bit of a different episode, a little different format than we're used to. We have decided to take some aspects of the same subject and kind of present to each other. We kind of started the podcast in this way, but we soon found out that we were just waiting to get to our own subjects.
Yeah, we're the kind of people that we don't take offense to it, but we do talk over each other, like just back and forth, and it's not as easy in a podcast format to make that work.
Yeah, a little bit.
So we decided we'd kind of go back and forth on this one by sharing with you guys.
And I think that it's very fitting for the season.
Oh, absolutely. Some famous love letters throughout history.
Ooh,
ooh la la.
Ooh, KISSING. Where are you doing that?
So let's just dive right in, Liz.
Yeah.
I'll have you go first.
Yeah, so I kind of chose love letters that are accounts of love through turmoil, love that has seen itself through. Granted, 2 out of the 3 relationships ended not great, but you know, when their flames were burning bright, damn.
Wowza.
If I got some of these love letters, I would
hold her back.
There would be a feral cat infestation of my town because they would hear too much meowing. Hey yo.
Hey yo.
So I started out with a couple that definitely were the bee's knees and definitely made each other meow a couple of times. F. Scott and Zelda Fitzgerald. So I will read you this letter.
Yeah, let's start off with a letter.
So it was written in fall of 1930. Goofy, my darling, hasn't it been a lovely day? I woke up this morning and the sun was lying like a birthday parcel on my table, so I opened it up, and so many happy things went fluttering into the air. Love to doo-doo. Don't know what that means. And the remembered feeling of our skins cool against each other on other mornings like a schoolmistress. And you phoned and said I had written something that pleased you. And so I don't believe I've ever been so heavy with happiness. The moon slips into the mountains like a lost penny, and the fields are black and pungent. And I want you near so that I could touch you in the autumn stillness, even a little bit, like the last echo of summer. The horizon lies over the road to Lausanne, and the succulent fields like a guillotine, and the moon bleeds over the water. And you are not so far away that I can't smell your hair in the drying breeze. Darling, I love these velvet nights. I've never been able to decide whether the night was a bitter enemies or a grand patron, or whether I love you most in the eternal classic half-lights, where it blends with day or in full religious fanfare of midnight or perhaps in lux of noon. Anyway, I love you the most, and you phoned me just because you phoned me tonight. I walked on those telephone wires for 2 hours after holding your love like a parcel to balance me. My dear, I am so glad you finished your story. Please let me read it on Friday, and I will be very sad if we have to have 2 rooms. Please. Dear, are you sort of feeling aimless, surprised, and looking rather reproachful that no melodrama comes to pass when your work is over? As if you had ridden very hard with a message to save your army and found the enemy had decided not to attack, the way you sometimes feel, or are you just a darling little boy with a holiday on his hands in the middle of the week, the way you sometimes are, or are you organizing and dynamic and mending things, the way you sometimes are? I love you, the way you always are, dear. Good night, dear, followed by 61 other dears.
Ew.
Dear, 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 dear.
I'm maybe I've never been in love
Now,
because that makes me want to take another shower. I just showered.
so
I shouldn't be so
As-
reproachful.
I do want to make a point of we are not these are published letters. We're not like diving into, some
vault.
secret correspondence of lovers or anything. It's like, it's been around, babes.
Yeah.
But also, so a little bit of background
Mhm.
on the Fitzgeralds. F. Scott Fitzgerald was born in 1896 and he lived to 1940. And Zelda, her maiden name was Sayer. She was born in 1900 and lived to 1948. They first met at a country club dance in 1918 while he was waiting to be deployed to Europe,
Oh.
right at the tail end.
Yeah, damn.
Zelda came from a wealthy and influential Southern family. She wasn't so much of a Southern belle, but she was a 1910s, 1920s Southern belle. Zelda refused to be exclusive at first, but the infatuation from both sides prevailed. Like, pretty much as soon as they met, they were running hot and heavy.
Wow.
They were married in 1920. Their relationship was very much like the relationships depicted in The Great Gatsby. Like, so not
Well,
only
didn't she write The Great Gatsby or a big portion of it?
he did take a lot of her writings.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so a lot of the characters were based on their own relationship during the 1920s, as well as the relationships around them that they witnessed. And so I'm sure that they talked about this.
Just
and
reading the letter, it reminded me of The Great Gatsby. I don't like The Great Gatsby.
It's very flowery.
It's very flowery, and that's coming from someone who loves William Faulkner.
Yeah,
and
which is saying something.
He writes like he's got a mouthful of shit and flowers, and I find Fitzgerald a little bit too dense to get through comfortably.
Yeah,
but the letter sound, was very reminiscent of that kind of writing style.
And that is from Zelda to F. Scott.
Yeah,
while she's in Switzerland. And why was she in Switzerland? So Zelda had her first mental breakdown in April of 1930. This was written in fall of 1930.
Oh.
They did have a daughter, Scotty, born in 1921, but 9 years later, she had been battling with mental health issues and episodes since she was in her young adulthood. But the feeling of isolation and boredom while Scott was writing, on top of like Scott's battle with alcohol addiction
during the fucking prohibition as well.
Yep.
So insult to injury.
Yep. Those lulls in their life, because they partied for
right. And when there's really high highs, there's really low lows.
Amen. There are very low lows. And so she was in and out of institutions. So this letter was written while she was in Switzerland getting treatment.
Oh.
So that kind of contributes to that manic.
I would say it sounded like mania. It's like she's going above and beyond, which, I mean, sometimes you feel that way for somebody. But it seemed like she was laying it on a little thick.
Also, to me, in the letter, it sounds like, when's the next time I can see you? Like,
Yeah.
I know that it's coming up, but then that also makes me think that she hasn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
So going from seeing each other, traveling with each other and everything, and they burned hot.
Yeah. Candle at both ends is
Yes.
it's fun. I've experienced it. It is not for a long time. It will
It's
take
not
you out. Not
sustainable.
sustainable.
And so I would categorize their relationship as a lot of infatuation with each other.
Right.
Infatuation without, like, there was compassion, but the levels were a little bit
about that relates back to Sternberg's triangle of love. And what that essentially is a triangle, and there's 3 points. There's the intimacy, passion, and commitment. And you can have a little bit of each. You can have intimacy and passion, and that's romantic love. Or you can have just companionship and intimacy, which is just like knowing each other well, and that's like, good friendship. So it sounds like
Yeah.
they were in that passion and
Yep.
intimacy, but maybe not necessarily the companionship.
Yep. So yeah, you hit it on the head.
It's one of my favorite theories. It has helped me through so many different relationships to understand like where I'm at in that moment.
Where are we at?
I think we're in the Bermuda Triangle.
Amen.
We're 2 bitches on a cruise somewhere.
Where are the men at? Oh, it's just us 2?
Margarita.
It's just us 2?
When's the
God.
Chippendales coming on?
Whee! Mama just got her paycheck and it's all ones. So Scott died of a heart attack at his female companion's apartment in 1940. He had kind of shacked up with somebody while she was in institutions. So
once again, the commitment, the companionship aspect of it, not necessarily there.
To me, like, I feel like he did love her quite a bit, but also it was like, you're no fun anymore.
Well, if you're locked up all the time and everything's about your problems, I'm not permitting anybody to, go out and do that. I'm just saying that you can see the reasoning, you can see the writing on the wall as it's crumbling away, like how this could have happened.
Yeah. So one of the saddest aspects of this relationship to me is that Zelda died in an institution fire while locked in a 5th floor room. She was sedated and she was waiting for her next round of electroshock therapy in 1948.
Oh, that's a terrible place to go.
Yes.
Alone,
sedated. So in my mind, it's like maybe some comfort is that she was completely sedated.
Died in her sleep, kind of essentially. But
didn't even notice it, but also she might have been in that twilight. Imagine how scary that is.
Yeah.
Being restrained and fire engulfing around you. Whew.
Yeah.
My heart aches for her. And also for the fact that, I don't want to say that he abandoned her, but also he kind of abandoned her in an institution.
It sounds like he did what he could until it was not fun anymore.
Yep. You're a little too much now.
Yeah. Which is not good. That's not the completion of the triangle. The completion of the triangle is like true love.
Yep.
And it's very hard to obtain that center. And sometimes people achieve that, but they don't keep it. And then it comes back. And then, it's a very dynamic situation, but it sounds like he just kind of petered out at the end.
Yeah. He also died in 1940 at his female companion's house of a heart attack. And then she lived on for 8 more years.
Yeah.
And so she would go from the institution to being checked out, living with her mother for a little bit, then to either the same institution or a different one. And
wow.
Yeah. Going from like the flapper.
Yeah.
The golden era woman to
being knocked down because of mental health.
Yep.
And people say, well, when I was young, we didn't have anxiety. Yeah, you fucking did. You threw him in a fucking hospital.
Yeah, and then Reagan.
And we got the registrars to prove it.
They tried to get rid of him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the Fitzgeralds.
Awesome. What a whirlwind.
Sorry.
My first love letter is a bit more like a well-worn cardigan.
Oh.
You
A little
throw it
comfort.
on and you just knew it was meant for you and it's yours and no one's going to take it from you.
Yeah.
But it wasn't easy to get there. So my letter is
What
between,
love is.
Yeah. So my letter is between Johnny Cash and June Carter. And it was a birthday card written in June of 1994, written from Odense, Denmark. Happy birthday, princess. We get old and get used to each other. We think alike. We read each other's minds. We know what the other wants without asking. Sometimes we irritate each other a bit. Maybe sometimes take each other for granted. But once in a while, like today, I meditate on it. And I realize how lucky I am to share my life with the greatest woman I've ever met. You still fascinate and inspire me. You influence me for the better. You're the object of my desire, the number one earthly reason for my existence. And I love you very much. Happy birthday, princess.
I'm about to cry.
I know, it's so heartfelt, and you think about it in his voice, it's just,
Yes,
extra.
that's the thing is
very comforting.
I was thinking of it in Johnny Cash's voice, and we're gonna be put in jail for this, but on Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman.
Yes, not the Dr. Quinn jail. Sully, take me away.
Matthew, come lock me up, Mr. Sheriff.
Lock us up, Sheriff.
But don't piss us off, Matthew.
Or Daniel. Daniel came in later.
Oh, yeah. Daniel.
Anyways, so yeah, Johnny Cash was featured, and June were both on Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, as sister.
Ooh.
Sister. Something sister.
She was like a evangelical preacher.
Yeah, and Johnny Cash was Kid Cole.
Yep.
So the outlaw.
A little gunslinger moment.
So that kind of inspired me to dive into their relationship a bit. But it wasn't easy to get to this point. Johnny Cash, as you know, and June were both famous country music stars.
Mm-hmm.
And Cash was born 1932, and he died in 2003. And June Carter was born in 1929, and she also died in 2003. She died a few months before Johnny did.
Don't you fucking tell me that Johnny died of a broken fucking heart.
Honestly, I think he did, but realistically, I think he had a myriad of problems.
Yeah.
I think it was, was it either diabetes complications or heart complications? It was one of those.
He was definitely a person that was rode hard, put away wet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm surprised he made it to 2003. We love you, Johnny, but
dang, that was a long. It was a hard
you make
ride.
Every smoker
look healthy.
You look healthy and give them hope.
Yeah. Well, if some people, maybe you don't know this, but June Carter was not Cash's first wife. Cash's first wife was Vivian Liberto, and they met at a roller skating rink. So he was in the service. So they met that way. She was a devout Roman Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he got, it made the divorce very difficult, you'll find. And
thank you.
He ended up marrying her. But as his career took off, things went south. Johnny felt that she resented his music career, and both parties were unyielding in what they wanted. So she resented him being away, being into the music, taking away from her and the kids, and he resented her for not accepting him for who he is and what he needed to do at that time, and he couldn't give her that housewife dream.
Yeah. Well, at first I was like, oh, is it he felt like she resented him? Is it because every time that he would call home, she would be like, well, I'm covered in vomit. I think they might have had kids. Like 4 kids or something.
Yeah, they had at least 3 or 4.
Under the age of 5 or something.
Yeah, so it was rough.
Or within small age gaps. And so it's like, well, I am pulling my hair out and you're just up there on your stage, la-di-dying. And
I'll tell you what the Ring of Fire is. The Ring of Fire is me carrying around all these fucking kids and the hemorrhoids I got on my ass.
I was gonna say the hemorrhoids. Jeez. I fell into the burning ring of fire.
Which is all about passion.
Preparation H is my best friend. For hire. Don't increase the price.
So essentially, that their relationship was not going great.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny first saw June Carter on a senior class trip to the Grand Ole Opry.
She was.
So they met way before they fell in love.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that was the very first time he saw her.
Was that when she was performing with her family?
Yes.
Yep.
So she performed with the Carter sisters and Mother Mabel.
Yep.
And
ooh, what? She did?
Mother Mabel was her mother.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different person. Sorry.
No. So that was the first time he ever saw her. And so, you know, she was a very hot ticket item. She was very pretty. Everyone loved her. You know, her sisters were actually more popular than her in some cases,
Mhm.
but he really liked her. And he ended up seeing her 6 years later when he finally got famous and he was playing at the Grand Ole Opry for the first time. And when he finally got a chance to meet her, it is rumored that he said that he would marry her someday. And he knew she was taken as well at that time. June was married twice. First to Carl Smith, another country music star, and then to Edwin Rip Nix. So at this point, she was taken. As
Man,
was he.
if somebody says, my name's Edwin, you can call me Rip.
Edwin Rip Nix. That's a hot ass nick.
I was going to say Run, but you know, you do you.
The
boo-boo.
Rip is actually because he, I guess, slept really hard as a child.
R.I.P.
Yep. So
I mean, I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. But on February, they really liked each other and they wanted to start, you know, recording together more often. They slowly came together, and Johnny was on a lot of hard substances. He was on amphetamines, so he was not always doing well, and June has this very nurturing nature to her. But on February 11th of 1962, June joins Cash for a show at KRNT Theater, and she bosses him around, and he was enthralled. She told him, get that wrinkly t-shirt off, or get that wrinkly shirt off here. Let me iron it for you. And he was like taken aback.
He was, oh man, hey yo, mother me.
What a woman.
What a woman.
So
I think he says that in Dr. Quinn.
They were enthralled with each other and, you know, started to see each other. This fueled Cash and Vivian's divorce, which started way before they actually could get a divorce.
It's very contentious.
It was very contentious, and she was a devout Catholic. He was like, get the fuck away from me. And they finally, in 1966, got a divorce after being on the rocks for about a decade. But then June refused to marry him until he was off drugs. So, you know, once he got clean.
I get that.
Yeah.
Respect.
She married him 2 months after the divorce was finalized in 1968. And then they renewed their vows in 1979. They, you know, they lived with each other and loved each other dearly for the rest of their lives. It's one of those things that it's.
And I want to say on a comment that I just did was, you know, understandable about saying I'm not going to marry you until you get off drugs. She also provided him that safe space of like, I am willing to support you during this journey of sobriety.
Yeah.
To get you sober. And so, you know, he probably didn't have that in his life. Either he had enablers or people who just kind of were like, that's not my game.
Well,
that's
and
not my
he was
bag.
hardest on the people he loved most.
Yeah.
The people that really, really wanted to help him, he was the worst to.
Yep. And she
so
was probably like,
around.
I refuse for you to be mean to me.
Yeah.
Because of your shit behavior.
Yeah.
I love June.
I know. So when I read this letter, I just think of, you know, they're a very famous couple. I do feel bad for Vivian because things didn't turn out how she dreamed they would turn out. And I do not condone Cash cheating on her.
No.
I don't think that's an excuse. And I think most of the fans will say that, oh, well, the relationship was on the rocks for about a decade. Well,
he didn't really do much to help it.
Well, and according to Vivian's side, she kept holding out hope. You know what I mean? As a person, you keep hoping things will get better.
Once he hits that really big and really big time, then he'll be able to move us and we'll be able to see
each other again. So maybe he was checked out, but she was still holding out hope. And so that's unfortunate. But June and John are one of those couples that I just, you know, give them that warm, fuzzy feeling when you think about them.
I love that letter too. Imagine getting that in your birthday card from your partner.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have cried.
Because this was years and years, you know, this was towards the end of their lives in the mid-90s.
Yeah. That was when they were on Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman.
Yeah. So I just love that. I thought it'd be a good one to share with you.
Thank you. So my next one is, of course, I had to include them.
It wouldn't have been you if you didn't include it.
Literally, so one of these people I always refer to as my history BFF literally accidentally found one of their descendants and became BFFs, and then did not realize that until about 2 years into it, and I was talking about my historic BFF, and then she went, "Oh, that's my great 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 grandma." And I went, excuse me, hello. So I'm talking about Abigail and John Adams. And Abigail Adams, she went through the veil so that I could become friends. No, I'm just kidding. She's probably listening to this, and my friend, and I swear I had no clue. I liked you for you. So one thing that I love about these two is that throughout their letters, they always called each other like my dearest friend, dear friend.
They had good sign-offs.
Yes.
And good sign-off.
Also with the Fitzgeralds, I counted like so many different like pet names and everything, and I loved them all. So this was sent on August 11th, 1763, from Abigail to John. My friend, if I was sure your absence today was occasioned by what it generally is, either to wait upon company or promote some good work, I freely confess my mind would be much more at ease than at present it is. Yet this uneasiness does not arise from any apprehension of slight or neglect, but of fear lest you are indisposed, for you said that should be your only hindrance. Humanity obliges us to be affected with the distresses and miseries of our fellow creatures. Friendship is a band yet stronger, which causes us to feel with greater tenderness the afflictions of our friends. And there is a tie, more binding than humanity and stronger than friendship, which makes us anxious for the happiness and welfare of those whom it binds us. It makes their misfortunes, sorrows, and afflictions our own. Unite these, and there is a threefold cord. By this cord I am not ashamed to own myself bound, nor do I believe that you are wholly free from it. Judge you then, for your Diana has she not this day had sufficient cause for pain and anxiety of the mind? Adieu. May this find you in better health than I fear it will, and happy as your Diana wishes. Accept this hasty scrawl, warm from the heart of your sincere Diana.
Aww.
So essentially,
she's worried as shit.
She was like,
"Bitch, you said you was gonna meet me. Where the hell are you?"
She was like,
dead in a ditch somewhere.
You haven't written to me in a while, and you said the only time that you would not write is if you were indisposed. Where the fuck are you?
Yeah.
But also, it's like it's also communicating that she's like, hey, keep me in the loop.
Concerned, yeah.
Because, or like, keep me in the loop if you're going to go off grid for a little bit, so that I know not to expect a letter from you.
Well, because if you think about it, like when you think of the more tame love, you know, from every day, it's not always this hot, spicy moment, but it's drive safe.
Exactly.
Watch for deer. That's Pennsylvania for I love you.
Exactly. And like that's one of the reasons I love John and Abigail, is that there's quite, for the time, there was a lot of respect between the two of them, but also there was this very like cutesy, like, I love you. Oh my gosh, I love you so much. And I feel like it shows in this little part from John in a different letter. Patience, my dear, learn to conquer your appetites and passions. Know thyself came from heaven.
I love that.
And that was, well, I believe that they were courting or were just about to get married. So John was born in 1735 and died in 1826. And Abigail was born in 1744 and died in 1818. They met in 1762, where these two letters were during their courtship.
Okay.
While John was visiting her household, her father was a minister, and his friend Richard Cranch was interested in her older sister Mary. I know.
God, a last name like Cranch.
I'm like, man, maybe that's a new ranch variation.
It's crunchy.
It's crunchy ranch.
Sorry, guys. I just got married to Richard last month. I'm Mrs. Cranch now.
Hey, that's Mrs. Cranch to you. Say
Oh,
with
we're
some.
sorry to all the Cranches out there,
We
wherever
love
you
you.
are.
I hope you eat a Doritos Cool Ranch today.
Yeah.
Cranch! Cool Ranch! Did they create it? Anyway, so Richard was interested in her older sister Mary, and Abigail was 14 at this time.
Okay, so underage.
And John did not like the Reverend, so her father, William Smith, and Abigail's mother did not like John and his lack of manners.
Ooh, bad
So,
boy.
John was also already a country lawyer. He was balding and quite plump, but it was enough to get Abigail's interest. And that's why I think that she really liked his brain.
Yeah.
But
that's okay.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, man, I love a little plump. So their courtship began through jokes and comments added at the bottom of Richard and Mary's letters. So they would like put a little, joke or something, and that's kind of how they won each other over. With
Aww.
It's like, oh, you're funny,
a sense of humor, a shared sense of humor. Yeah.
Oh, you're. This is a funny joke or reference or something, or like, oh, this is. Ooh, my heart kind of fluttered.
Me. Yeah.
So Abigail received more schooling than most girls of the time, and a strong pillar of their relationship was that John appreciated and valued her opinions on some political and social issues, because of course John Adams was a politician, was a founding father of the United States. And so while he was a lawyer, a colonial representative, and also when he was vice president, then president of the United States, we have on record him writing to Abigail, like saying, hey, we're thinking about doing this. He wouldn't outright say, what do you think about this?
But he'd keep her abreast of the situation, and she could write back.
And she would write him back, and he would take her opinions into note. Granted, did he take her opinions on women's voting into note? No. He was like, the country's too young for that. Now. And I'm like, the country was young enough that you could have just implemented it.
Yeah, you could have just had it right off the bat, but, fuck us, I guess.
They had bigger fish to fry, I guess. Well, yes, they did. So John was part of the First Continental Congress, and he aided in the creation and the passing of the Declaration of Independence. He became the second president of the United States. He first served as vice president.
John Adams?
Sit down, John.
I know him. That can't be. I just love that song.
See, two different musicals.
That's the only part of that musical I enjoy is that song.
I went 1776, and Desi went Hamilton. And let me tell you, when the Hamilton craze happened, I was like, why would they make another musical about the founding fathers?
There's already a perfect one.
1776 is a masterpiece, okay? So their son also became the sixth president of the United States from 1825 to 1829. Also, little fun fact, the son of Richard Cranch and Mary Smith was appointed to chief judge of the U.S. Circuit Court of the District of Columbia in 1806 by John Adams. So,
well, that just goes to show
nepotism at its finest.
That you Cranch keep a good dog down.
Jesus Christ, Desiree. That was a good one, actually. That was a great one. So Abigail died on October 28th, 1818, and sad thing that I realized, she died 3 days after their anniversary.
Aww.
And John died on July 4th, 1826. Fun facts about John's death. He died on the exact same day as Jefferson.
Oh.
And one of them said, well, at least the other is still alive. And also the fact that...
And they both died.
They both died. They were both...
That'd be us.
Fully. At least Desi's still alive.
Liz, who just decided, to end it.
But also, of course, they are both signers of the Declaration of Independence that is, known for July 4th, and they both died on July 4th, 30-some years later.
That's so fucking weird.
40 years later.
But, to the day, that's just
crazy. Is a crazy one.
Life is weird. They're the synchronicities.
Right?
Every now and again.
Everything is connected.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those times that I'm like, the writers were either very lazy or they wanted that little Easter egg in there.
Yeah, I agree. Alrighty. So moving on to our fourth letter, I'm going to be telling you about famous French novelist and playwright Honoré de Balzac. Yes, I chose him because his last name sounds like Balzac. I will not be taking any further questions. And Countess Eulina Hanska, or Hanska. We'll go with that. So the letter goes, this is from Honoré to Countess Eulina on January 19th of 1834, just a year after they had met. My loved angel, I am almost mad for you, mad as one is mad. I cannot put two ideas together that you do not come between them. I can think of nothing but you. In spite of myself, my imagination brings me back to you. I hold you, I press you, I kiss you, I caress you, and 1,000 caresses, the most amorous, lay hold upon me. As to my heart, you will always be there, willingly. I feel you there deliciously. But mon Dieu, what will become of me when you have taken away my mind? Oh, it is a monomania that frightens me. I rise every moment, saying to myself, come, I'll go there. Then I sit down again, recalled by a sense of my obligations. It is a dreadful struggle. It is not life. I have never been like this. You have consumed the whole of me. I feel stupefied and happy when I let myself go to thinking of you. I roll in a delicious revelry, where I live 1,000 years in a single moment. What a horrible situation, crowned with love, feeling it all in my pores, living only for love, and to find oneself consumed by grief and caught in 1,000 spiders' webs. Oh, my dearest Eva, you don't know. I have picked up your card. It is there before me, and I speak to it as if you were there. I saw you yesterday, beautiful, so admirably beautiful. Yesterday, all the evening, I said to myself, she is mine. Oh, the angels are not as happy in paradise as I was yesterday. And that is why I will never find a man good enough for me. Goddamn. Down, girl, down.
Down, girl, down.
Like,
Oh,
God.
I need a moment.
It's hot. It's hot. Is
You-
it hot in here?
You
I think
know
it's hot.
she spritzed her perfume on that letter. You
Mhm.
know it. The way he was talking to it. Oh. Okay, sorry.
And I'll tell you what, he has a whole book of letters like to her that, you know, I tracked through.
Mhm.
All of them are like this. He is whipped. He is,
Love.
it is damn down bad.
Mm.
So, Honoré de Balzac was born in 1799. I
I'm
know.
sorry. I'm
Balzac.
so sorry. I am
Balzac.
a 12-year-old.
Balzac? I don't know. It's Balzac. And he died in 1850. And Eulina Hanska was born in 1801 and died in 1882. So, Balzac was not well off. He kind of, I'll give you a summary of his journey, and that's that he went from being an indebted, struggling author to the cartographer of French society.
What the
And
fuck?
I don't mean making maps, I mean he was writing the maps. So, like, he was giving
Damn.
the expose-esque kind of style, but in, like, a fictional telling. He would write about people's lives that he witnessed, essentially, but it wouldn't be, you know, their names.
Like a cultural witness.
Yeah. And so Eulina first wrote to him anonymously before meeting in 1833. So she wrote under, like, a pen name, La Estrangère.
Oh!
It was sexy, baby. It was sexy. And she kind of picked him apart, saying, like, hey, I don't like what you did with this one. I think it should go here. And he, like, loved that. He loved the feedback.
Mm.
And so they kept writing to each other, and eventually they met in 1833. And she was married at the time. That was where she got, I believe, the Countess title and the last name Hanska. That was her married name. And even though she was married, they wrote to each other for many, many years. And
Well, if it was a count, it might have been a little bit
It
of an
wasn't-
arranged.
I don't think it was a happy marriage
Yeah.
kind of thing. I don't know if it was arranged or not, but it wasn't
Now,
well.
I do need to emphasize, because I said it in season 1, we both did, there is a difference between, like, arranged and forced marriage.
Yeah.
Arranged marriages, there's a lot of marriages that it's like,
They
okay,
could be happy. They could be fine.
it's like, okay, we're doing this for the betterment of our families, our countries, whatever. Well, we're stuck with each other. Might as well, like,
Yeah.
be okay with each other's presence.
Right.
You know, and then
So it might
maybe,
have been one of those
Yeah.
situations.
but also
and-
they could go in the total opposite.
Yeah. And they obviously were seeing each other in the meantime. They had to be very discreet about it, and they couldn't obviously see each other as much as they wanted.
Mhm.
But in 1841, her husband passes away, clearing, supposedly, the path to marriage. But it's not as easy as that. So she writes a letter to Balzac saying, you know, explaining what's happened, after she was kind of away for a while, and he writes to her very honestly, and I really appreciated this because this is how I imagine I would feel, where he's expressing his sympathy to her, like, I'm so sorry you have to go through this, but also excitement. He's not like, na 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 boo boo, haha, I can finally fuck this guy's wife.
Yeah.
He's like,
oh my gosh,
he's
the heavens
like,
have opened and given
yeah,
us this opportunity to be together.
yes. So he's essentially like, take your time, take all the time
Yep.
you need. I'm right here waiting, bitch. And that was essentially
You-
what the letter was.
You do your mourning
Yeah,
period.
you go through mourning, you do everything you need to do. Just bird's the word. Like,
Here's my safe word.
yeah. So there are some more things than that, though, standing in their way. So one, and the most important, is that Russian law dictated that if you married a foreigner, you'd have to relinquish your property.
Ooh.
So she was, I believe, Polish, but I think it was under Russian rule at that point, and she couldn't just say, I'm marrying a foreigner, and then keep all that inheritance that she just is going to get from her husband.
Yeah.
The second problem was that there would be difficulty obtaining the emperor's consent to marry. So to get past this law, she would have had to petition the emperor, and it ain't that simple.
Was he also working for the French government at that time?
I honestly don't know. I don't think he was in the government.
Oh, okay.
He had a couple, like, he had like a couple failed printing careers. He like finally got his writing got off the ground finally.
Because if anything, I could see the emperor, it's like, no, also it's like this countess, she might marry this French guy who's also worked for the French, possibly. I don't know if
and it's difficult too when you are that high up, because it's like, oh, how's this going to look if we start marrying all the foreigners? And then 3 is that she had a duty to her daughter and the estate. So she, of course, got the estate, but she also had a daughter that was of marrying age. She kind of had to marry off the daughter first before she could go sneaking around with this French guy. So once that happened, once all of everything finally cleared away, and they finally marry in 1850.
9 years later?
It took that long to clear everything up.
Wow.
And meanwhile, they still wrote to each other, and they met up, and they met up, went on vacation together, and they got married. And it was 5 months of absolute bliss. But alas, Balzac passes away from gangrene 5 months later.
Are you fucking kidding me?
In some ways, I am so sad, but in some ways, I'm so fucking happy that after writing this amorously to her for years and years and sticking by her forever, waiting, that he finally got to marry her and had 5 months of that honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
And it was best left there, I think. I think it's one of those things where, you know what? It's not the best happy ending, but I still think it's a happy ending because they both got everything they finally wanted, and they got to enjoy it for a little bit.
Yeah, I would say it's for sure a happy ending for him.
Yeah.
Not for
his
her.
health was ill, I believe, even towards the 1850, but they were at least able to enjoy each other's company in the open.
Damn, she had to deal with her first husband dying, then dealing with his estate and everything, and then dealing with all of that for 9 years, and then happy for 5 months, and then right back to the grief.
She went on to live quite a while longer. So
damn.
So that's my bittersweet one. But damn, man, he could write a love letter.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody good enough for me after I read that. You're not gonna write me this. I don't fucking want it. Maybe I'll die alone. That's fine.
Write into the Hystorians pod at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Any love letters that you might
inspire us with.
So my next letter. Thank you very much. That was a beautiful letter. I'm gonna be thinking about that tonight.
Can I borrow that paper?
No, it's all locked up here. So my next one is a little
take a walk on the sapphic side, always on the sapphic side.
Yes. So it is between 2 women, and we love women who love women. Granted, I believe that these women would be categorized as bisexual.
Fair enough.
But so it's Virginia Woolf and Vita Sackville West. So Sackville West sent this to Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf was a well-established writer. Great writer. I'm reduced to a thing that once Virginia. I composed a beautiful letter to you in the sleepless nightmare hours of the night, and it has all gone. I just miss you. In a quite simple, desperate human way. You, with all your undumb letters, would never write so elementary a phrase as that. Perhaps you wouldn't even feel it, and yet I believe you'll be sensible of a little gap. But you'd clothe it in so exquisite a phrase that it should lose a little of its reality. Whereas with me, it is quite stark. I miss you even more than I could have believed, and I was prepared to miss you a good deal. So this letter is really just a squeal of pain. It is incredible how essential to me you have become. I suppose you are accustomed to people saying these things. Damn you, spoiled creature. I shan't make you love me any more by giving myself away like this. But oh, my dear, I can't be clever and standoffish with you. I love you too much for that. Too truly. You have no idea how standoffish I can be with people I don't love. I have brought it to a fine art, but you have broken down my defenses, and I don't really resent it.
Oh,
So
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
And it's down to earth. And
It's down to earth, and it's like, how dare you make me feel these feelings? I'm supposed to be a stoic, like quiet. She reminds me a little bit of Morris, Jane Morris,
Jane Morris,
where she was kind of a little bit
on the
quieter,
quieter side. And
but also Virginia Woolf did too. But Vita was a little bit more loud with it. She also wrote in a. They were both writers. Virginia Woolf was more of a chiseled writer, I would
Mhm.
say, more eloquent and everything.
Mhm.
Vita, I would say, writes kind of like me, where it's like she was able to write a lot, but it wasn't polished. It wasn't,
It wasn't, but it's also not super plain. It's just simplistic.
Yeah. So Virginia Woolf was born in 1882 and she died in 1941. And Vita Sackville West was born in 1892 and died in 1962. Their relationship began in 1925 and ended in 1935. They were both married to men at this time. Leonard Woolf was married to Virginia, and they were married in 1912. And Harold Nicholson was married to Vita Sackville West in 1913.
Do we know if these were beards or if they were just genuine marriages?
They were
married. No,
They were marriages. Yeah, they were. They were at that time. It was very expected for men and women to get married.
Okay.
And so they were both they both had female encounters throughout their lives. So Wolf was impressed by Vita's ability to write so much and so fast, while Vita was an admirer of Wolf's writing, which was a little bit more coherent. Vita could write a lot, but sometimes her writings did not make sense and was hard to follow, as I said before. Wolf was impressed by Vita's free spirit and also her past affairs with women, like not open affairs, but like it was kind of a known secret.
Yeah.
With women and willingness to live more, quote unquote, authentically. Vita also helped Wolf address her past traumas head on rather than repressing them. Wolf had been abused by her stepfather when she was young, and so that also contributed to her nature. I would say, like she closed in on herself. She was very, I hate this word, but mousy.
Yeah.
But
some people really are.
Yeah, but also inside of her head was just beautiful, like works of art. So Wolf was finally able to buy a mirror and look in it without disgust.
Wow.
When she was with the help of Vita. It helped give her greater confidence and convinced her that she should focus on her own varied intellectual projects. And she emphasized this, that she must learn how to rest.
Fair enough.
Bitch.
Listen.
I'm looking at
hard.
you.
I rested this weekend. I'm rested.
So Wolf's book Orlando, it had a protagonist who changes sex over centuries and is described by Vita's son Nigel Nicholson as the longest and most charming love letters in literature. And he believes, and he'll say it, that it's a love letter to his mother.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
So they fell out over social and political issues and stances. Wolf critiqued the aristocracy, which Vita was a part of and benefited, but also had been a victim of when she was growing up. And so she was like, how are you supporting the aristocracy still?
Yeah.
So Vita's husband belonged to what was called the New Party, which later was renamed to the British Union of Fascists.
Oh, red flag.
Yeah, a little bit of red flag.
Ooh.
So they were at odds over the imminent war, and they did fall out in 1935. They did reconnect, though, in 1937, and they remained very close up until Virginia's death. Virginia died on March 28th, 1941, when she walked into the river Ouse wearing her husband's coat with its pockets filled with stones. So she committed suicide. And Vita Sackville West died on June 2nd, 1962, from abdominal cancer.
Damn.
And now all I can think of is the Florence song, What the Water Gave Me. She wrote that about Virginia Woolf's death. Oh, so good. So yeah,
cool.
that's
Yeah.
Virginia Woolf and Vita. It was, I don't know, it's the passion of like women who love women, where there's that respect,
an adversity kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's that respect too, where it's like, oh, how. Also, I love like she's like, how dare you make me love you like this?
Yeah,
you're making me
you're making
weak.
me sick. Oh, awesome! Thank you. So my last and final letter is a letter not to anyone we know of. I'm going to be covering Beethoven and his immortal beloved.
A little mystery to end things.
A little mystery, yeah. So as we know, Ludwig von Beethoven, famous composer, musician. Upon his death,
Saint Bernard.
Yes, great movies. So just I'm going to preface this with a little bit because it is key. But upon his death, a series of letters were found in a secret desk compartment. Among those were this letter that actually spanned over 3 days. I'm only going to read day 1. But also kind of like a announcement about him going deaf, like a not like a change of guardianship. What do they call that when you sign off guardianship?
Power of attorney?
Yeah, not like a power of attorney kind of thing, but like essentially saying, hey, I'm officially deaf, like lost my hearing. But that was in the desk, so he never sent it. And then also the series of letters to someone who was referred to as my immortal beloved. And this was believed to be in 1812 when the letters were written in the month of July. And this has been figured out by years of scholarly research. But it goes, my angel, my very self, why this profound sorrow when necessity speaks? Can our love endure without sacrifices, without our demanding everything from one another? Can you alter the fact that you are not wholly mine and I am not wholly yours? Dear God, look at nature in all her beauty and set your heart at rest about what must be. Love demands all, and rightfully so. No doubt we shall meet soon. And today, also time fails me to tell you of the thoughts which during these last few days have been revolving about my life. If our hearts were always closed, united, I would certainly entertain no such thoughts. My heart overflows with a longing to tell you so many things. Oh, there are moments when I find that speech is quite inadequate. Be cheerful, and be forever my faithful, my only sweetheart, my all, as I am yours. The gods must send us everything else, whatever must and shall be our fate. Your faithful Ludwig.
So this is day 1. Pitter-pattering a little bit.
He gets his is not as beautiful as but it's truthful. He kind of goes more and more crazy like as the days go on, but this is like day 1, and he's kind of fighting himself, you can tell in the letter. And this has caused so much fucking petty uprising in the musical community since the letters have been found. When I was reading my sources, you saw me be like, fucking scholars. Like, every article was like, it's this person because this, it's this person because that. Actually, that person didn't notice this. And they're all super petty.
It could totally never be that person because you didn't look at this.
We'll never fucking know.
Yeah.
He's dead.
What I'm thinking of is maybe it is nobody. It is someone or something in his head that he's like, I need to get this out.
Right.
Where it's like, although, I don't know, maybe I'm just very imaginative.
A few things are certain, and that is that
it was a person?
No. I mean, we're assuming it is. But a few things are certain about whoever it is too.
Mhm.
and that is that he was believed to be very close to them. And it is also believed that the person was already married, because he says,
Ooh.
you are not wholly mine, how can I ever be wholly yours,
Yep.
kind of thing. So scholars are still arguing over who it was about, though we've narrowed it down, supposedly. So Beethoven speaks German, and he used the informal du particle to say you, and not the formal sie. So it is believed to be an intimate person who he would feel comfortable talking with in this casual sense.
I love when linguistics can give you a
Little
little hint like that, where it's like, oh no, he would never say to somebody in the upper
that he
class,
just met.
somebody that he just met or has a title or like honorary or something.
Right.
So this is somebody he knows intimately.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So a few theories. I'm going to narrow it down to the top fucking two, okay? We got Antony Brentano, and we've got Countess Josephine Brunswick. Now, I'm leaning more towards Josephine, and this is the pros for them. Like this, they both have
Mhm.
pros and cons, but essentially it's that Josephine coincidentally had a baby 9 months after the letters were written, and she named it Minona, which is based off of a myth for a daughter of a musician.
Ooh.
And they also previously had a relationship pre 1807, but they had a falling out, and this is kind of maybe a rekindling, people are supposing.
And he would
Refer to her as
to her.
Jew.
Yeah.
Her marriage was failing, and for some reason, her diary is pretty full, except for the month of the supposed meeting.
That's also the month of the conception of her child. So
Yeah.
was her husband in town during that time?
Don't know. But
Check his diary.
They supposedly met at like this retreat,
Mhm.
like a health retreat.
Was the husband at the retreat?
No.
Not
that I'm aware of. So
where the fuck this baby come from?
It was a failing fucking marriage. Who knows? I mean, he could have been anywhere. So another person that could be was Antony Brentano, and people's reasoning for this is that she would have been in that place at that time. Her father had passed away, and so she was in the town cleaning up. Stayed
And
there for a while.
That letter sounds like I'm sending you all of my feelings, where it's
Yeah.
like I just want to
Clear the
comfort
air.
you.
Comfort you. And Antony was in a lonely and unhappy marriage as well. Mostly lonely. She longed to go back home. She went back home, and that's where she met Beethoven. And he would actually come over to her house and play special like concertos for her, because
Was that the only
she
thing
had
he was-
headaches. And so she said his music soothed her headaches. And that's why people are like, we don't know. We don't know.
What's the main thing that keeps a husband off of a woman is a headache. And what will cause it? An affair.
So the only reason I don't know about this one is there doesn't seem to be as much backing it up that I feel like would be like a realistic, oh, I see what you did there. And also, she was a little bit older at this time, and not gonna lie, Beethoven kind of went for young ones. He was kind of creepy in that sense.
Mhm.
I mean, people don't seem to fault him for it in any of the writings, but I thought it's kind of weird. He consistently goes after like younger money people.
He
like-
probably wouldn't be using that language with an older woman either.
Yeah, I mean, they did get to know each other pretty well, but I just feel like it's so much easier to fall back into the old flame and have a kid that's named after a mythical telling of somebody who's a musician's son.
I feel like that's kind of a bullseye.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it's more Josephine, but that's, the theory as to who it's towards. And so I just thought it was very interesting. And I thought, you know what? Valentine's Day kind of sucks.
Mhm.
For some people, it's really great. For some people, it's old hat, and it's just another way to say, hey, love
Yeah.
ya.
Yeah.
But I always like that Don Quixote dreamer
Yes.
kind of vibe. And I feel like Beethoven's Letter to the Immortal Beloved is kind of like a Valentine to whoever.
I love the unknowing.
Yeah.
It's the not knowing. And also it's like, ooh, a secret admirer.
Ooh.
But it's more of a secret amour.
And it makes you wonder too, why didn't he post it? Maybe he didn't feel like it was the right time. Maybe he had to be secretive.
Or worried that it could get out.
Yeah.
Because people were reading post.
Yeah, both of these women were married.
Ooh, and it would ruin him. It would ruin them.
Yeah.
No, it might not ruin him, honestly. It would ruin
people
them.
Loved him.
Them for sure, but also it would mar a little bit in that society where it's like, he had a child out of wedlock with a married woman. and then got together with her, if that played
Yeah.
out, but it didn't.
So people say that's probably why he didn't post them,
No.
but we'll never know. And you know what? Y'all can keep fighting on the Musical Times and the Musical Quarterly, because that's where y'all like to write about this. This is directly at the authors. Y'all need to learn how to write something without directly being pissy about it. Like, it was so fucking petty.
I mean, look at us.
Just call the other person a slur. You don't have to write a whole article about it. You know, if you hate each other, hate each other.
Hate each other.
Kiss already, God.
Truly.
Happy Valentine's Day.
These are their love letters to each other.
Yeah.
Well, so I want to add that some people are thinking, you know, romance is dead. I have an example that romance is not dead.
Oh, surprise!
Yes. And I'm going to perform it for you.
Thank you.
So this is Sexts from RFK Jr. to an affair partner who was a journalist during his campaign. He was married at the time.
Not Liz carrying on political injustice into season 2.
Your open mouth awaits my harvest.
No!
Drink from me, my love. I mean to squeeze your cheeks, to force open your mouth. I'll hold your nose as you hold me to encourage you to swallow.
I feel violated.
Don't spill a drop. I am a river, and you are my canyon. I mean to flow through you. I mean to subdue and tame you, my love. This was sent to journalist Olivia Newsy while he was on the campaign trail. And he was and currently is married to the comedian Cheryl Hines. They were married in 2014.
Well, the punchline to that fucking joke is the husband.
100%.
Oh my God. I need another shower after that. Christ on a cracker.
So yeah.
God.
You know, nowadays it's just a unsolicited dick pic and a you up text.
God.
So
romance, you said romance ain't dead, but that fucking killed it.
That was the final blow.
That was...
Let her die in peace.
Yeah. Gosh. You know, some thoughts should stay inside.
Hey, some thoughts should stay inside, and also you're on the campaign trail. Maybe don't have an affair with a journalist!
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day. We're so happy to be back.
I hope someone in your life makes you feel like you get love letters every day, and I truly hope that for you.
You all deserve a love letter from us.
No, they don't. I'm going to kiss each and every one of them.
On the mouth. So anyways, we'll make sure to leave a timestamp on that Honoré de Balzac letter for all you ladies out there that are going to need it later. So.
Amen. Amen. And then the Virginia Woolf, I just had the thought that the Virginia Woolf and the Vita, I bet that there was there was somebody who read it and they were like, oh, and they were roommates.
What nice roommates.
What nice little friends.
Yeah.
Little lady friends. And it's like,
see, now not all roommates can be cool like we are.
We're not each other's type.
No.
It would make life so much easier.
No.
But
I like peen.
Hey, I'm like 50-50 on it.
Here's the Honoré de Balzac letter. It'll get you going.
Thank you. Yeah. So thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hystorians podcast. I hope you all enjoy your Valentines. If you don't celebrate Valentines, you better celebrate some galentines.
Yeah.
Get your best gals together and be like, I love y'all.
Yeah.
So that's probably what we're doing.
Yeah.
Actually, I have plans for you.
Oh,
that sounded bad.
That sounds gay as hell.
It does. No wonder people think we're gay.
This is why we're the talk at Thanksgiving.
So yeah, I think that you'll have a wonderful galentines. So
awesome. Hugs and kisses.
Love you all.
From the
Hystorians.
Hystorians.